cameras, it's a cash grab. So let me talk to Ford. All these cannabis stores you opened up, there's a report came out that you guys made billions in that report. Is that a cash grab for you? Maybe you can cancel those drug stores, I call it cannabis stores.
ਸਾਡੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਰੀਫਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਥੱਕਦੇ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਮਿਡਲ ਈਸਟ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਐਕਸਪੋਰਟ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦੇਣ 2 ਸਾਲ ਲਈ, ਕੀ ਫਰਕ ਪੈਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਵਾ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਟਾ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ 700 ਗੱਡੀਆਂ 800 ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਪੀਲ 'ਚ ਚੋਰੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹਰ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ। ਇਹ ਮੂੰਹ 'ਚ ਕੂਣੀਆਂ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੇ, ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਘਾੜੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ?
ਬਲਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੰਬਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਵਿਰਾਸਤ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ 416 837 1515 ਤੇ 416 451 2222 ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੋਵੇ। ਤੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਜਿਹਾ ਠਹਿਰ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਰਵੋਨਾ ਸੈਂਤੋਸ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ, ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਸਪੀਡ ਕੈਮਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ, ਵੱਡੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਸਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੈਂਟਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਮਾੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ। 10 ਕੁ ਮਿੰਟ ਹੋਣੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ 11:20 ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਤੇ 11:30 ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ। ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਇਹੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਵਾਬ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ। ਤੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੀਏ। ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਖਤੀ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭੇਜ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਨਵੇਂ ਆ ਜਾਓ ਜੀ ਏਅਰ 'ਤੇ ਜੀ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ।
ਤੰਬਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਮੇਰੀ 25 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਘਰੋਂ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਗਈ, ਨਵੀਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਸੀ 1 ਸਾਲ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ, ਤੇ 25 ਦਾ ਟੂਲ ਆ, ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਵੀ ਲਿਖਾਈ ਆ। ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੈਮਰੇ ਲਾਏ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਿਓ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਕੈਮਰੇ ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਜੀ?
ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਚੋਰੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ, ਵਾਪਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੀ?
ਨਾ ਜੀ, ਫਾਈਨਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਚੋਰੀ ਹੋਈ 4 ਨੂੰ 25 ਨੂੰ, ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਰੀਫਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਥੱਕਦੇ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਵੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਮਿਡਲ ਈਸਟ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਐਕਸਪੋਰਟ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦੇਣ 2 ਸਾਲ ਲਈ, ਕੀ ਫਰਕ ਪੈਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਵਾ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਟਾ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ 700 ਗੱਡੀਆਂ 800 ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਪੀਲ 'ਚ ਚੋਰੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹਰ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ। ਇਹ ਮੂੰਹ 'ਚ ਕੂਣੀਆਂ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੇ, ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਘਾੜੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ?
ਰਵੋਨਾ ਸੈਂਤੋਸ ਆ ਗਈ ਆ ਸਿਟੀ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਚਾਹੇ ਕੈਮਰੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦੇਵਾਂ, ਕੋਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਸਿਰਫ 10 ਕੁ ਮਿੰਟ ਹਨ। ਰਵੋਨਾ ਸੈਂਤੋਸ, ਹਾਊ ਆਰ ਯੂ? ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ।
Hi, Baljinder. Thank you so much for having me on again today.
Thank you. You and Ford having a boxing fight. What's going on? I wouldn't touch a beautiful lady. I would just say you win. But no, he's not backing off. Let's talk about the cameras. I know there's a couple things I'm going to say in English, then I'm going to say in Punjabi. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੈਮਰੇ ਲਗਾਏ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਇਹ ਲਗਾਏ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਚੋਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੜਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਫੜਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਸਿਟੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਡਜਸਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਸਪੀਡ, ਆਪਾਂ ਐਡਜਸਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਟਾਈਮ। ਸਿਟੀ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦ ਪੈ ਗਈ ਆ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਰਾਊਂਡ ਬੋਰਡ ਲਾ ਦੇਣੇ ਆ, ਵੱਡੇ ਸਾਈਨ ਲਾ ਦੇਣੇ ਆ, ਕੈਮਰੇ ਹਟਾ ਦੇਵੋ, ਟਿਕਟਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕੈਸ਼ ਗ੍ਰੈਬ ਆ। ਸੋ Ford says to these cameras, it's a cash grab. So let me talk to Ford. All these cannabis stores you opened up, there's a report came out that you guys made billions in that report. Is that a cash grab for you? Maybe you can cancel those drug stores, I call it cannabis stores. So these cameras are catching people that were not obeying the law, and city was willing to work with you. They're willing to adjust the timing, they're willing to adjust the speed, they're willing to work with you. But no, this argument about pulling the cameras off, giving the city big signs. So Ravona, what's going on? I know you're saying signs are too big. He's saying, Ford is saying, if they can't put up the sign, we'll put up the signs for you guys. And I also had one call. I'll give you a couple of questions. One call, the guy says, my car got stolen. Maybe these cameras could have caught these criminals. Cars are getting stolen still. Robberies are still happening. So what's happening? What's going on with the cameras? And what's the other use for the cameras?
Yeah, that's a lot of questions. I think number one, the most important thing with what's going on right now, whether that's the big, huge highway signs in small local neighborhoods next to schools, or speed bumps that cannot really be constructed over the winter, or the speed cameras that work that the provincial government decided to ban or not issue tickets. I think the most important thing here, Buljinder, is that we're putting safety at risk, especially for these young kids when, it's getting darker earlier. And we know now for a fact that now that the cameras are no longer issuing tickets, the week after the cameras stopped issuing tickets, the number of people speeding 11 kilometers an hour and over the speed limit doubled. So the average amount of speeders who were caught with these cameras before the tickets, when the tickets were being issued, the average is about 30,000 or so. And immediately when the cameras were no longer issuing tickets, speeding went up 71,000, more than double.
So, okay, how many police officers would you need to catch this many people driving over the speed limit? You would probably need at least 2,000 police officers on a couple of streets to catch all of the guys.
I think that if the expectation from folks, I'm getting a lot of comments that, or just put a police officer there. Okay, well, we have 185 speed cameras. We have 183 schools across the city of Brampton. To hire a police officer to sit at these various school zones at all hours of the day, right? Especially during the school day, 183 at least officers is a lot of money. And so for everyone who are asking about property taxes, I can tell you that the number one reason why property taxes went up last year was to increase the budget so that we have 300 new police officers hitting the streets this year. So like, it is unsustainable and fiscally irresponsible, unfortunately, for us to hire more police officers just to sit and wait for speeding vehicles. That's why technology exists. It's the reason why we have red light cameras. It's the same type of technology. Yes, people are still running red lights. But when there's a red light camera, people are a lot more cautious and they don't run the red light. But that doesn't mean that people are not there, that there's still going to be idiots out there running the red light. In the same way, when a speed camera is up, people we have seen slow down. They slow down. Does everyone slow down and follow the rules? No. Are we going to catch the people who are breaking the rules in the same way we catch people running red lights? Yes, of course. So some of the arguments being made by the provincial government are, not really backed by data and a little bit misinformed, to be honest with you. And then with these massive signs that they are giving to municipalities, number one, just so folks know, they're made of plywood and they are highway signs. Now, imagine in Brampton, we have a lot of schools in little local neighborhoods, okay? These signs, when installed, will stand 12 feet tall. 12 feet tall, okay? Now, imagine going through your neighborhood with 12 feet tall signs in the neighborhood. I hear you. People are not going to miss it. Maybe they're going to slow down. If we have to implement it, assuming that it's safe to put these signs up and they're not going to cause blind spots, we will put them up because the province told us to put them up. But it's also going to take time, Buljinder. It's 183 schools with signs to install that are the size of highway signs in little local neighborhoods. The city doesn't install highway signs. Sorry, we install local neighborhood signs.
It's going to cost money.
Signs.
Sorry, Amrik. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost time. So let them put it up. See if you get any people slowing down. If you don't, keep the cameras there too. Then you show the data. If it still doesn't happen, put the police officers there. Let the public pay another 10% in a property hike. Maybe they can speak up and say, "Hey, Ford, you're doing something wrong. These cameras are working. You're working to adjust the speed. You're working to adjust the timeline. You're working to remove a couple of cameras if you have to. As long as they're saving kids and they're saving accidents and they're catching the people that are speeding through these cameras. So try 3 different things. Then if that doesn't work, have the police officers stand there and maybe block all the roads with officers giving tickets, and maybe Ford will understand it.
Yeah, and perhaps the province instead can give us money for the police officers, but it's not the property taxpayers. Like, also keep in mind, Baljinder, that the speed cameras are being paid for by the very same people who are breaking the law. They're not being paid for by property taxes. When you put in these signs and the speed bumps and police officers on the road, not only are the people breaking the rules paying for it, but also people who are obeying the law are the ones who are paying for the tab to have more officers on the road to deal with speeding. So, like, in terms of equity and fairness, the consequences of running a red light, for example, is that you pay for that ticket because you broke the rule. In the same way, if you're speeding and you get a ticket because you were speeding, you pay for that ticket. You pay for the consequence, not me as a person obeying the law.
So Ford is now backing up. I don't think they're gonna go back to change the laws and bring back the cameras. So what's the solution here right now?
Well, we continue to collect data. We have instructed staff when we knew that the cameras were no longer going to issue tickets to collect the data. We are looking at ways to repurpose the cameras themselves. So looking at using them as red light cameras, for example. We're looking at them to help, to your point, deal with criminal activity, to identify license plates for criminal activity when cars are stolen or perhaps stunt driving in major accidents to help police. And we're also looking at noise pollution in terms of the really loud cars and mufflers, who quite frankly are likely the ones speeding anyway, to see whether or not we can use the technology for that as well, in addition to ongoing collection of data.
Mona, thank you very much. Anything else you want to say? I know you have a busy schedule. You still give us a time to come on the air and explain what's going on. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say that when folks talk about speed bumps, for example, Baljinder, a lot of people don't want speed bumps as well. But in terms of implementation of speed bumps and all these traffic calming measures that the provincial government is throwing money at, we're not magicians. The implementation and installation, for example, of speed bumps takes time. It's winter. And I just found out that the technical aspects of installing speed bumps in the winter is actually more expensive because a lot of these asphalt companies are shut down, which means for the winter, which means the price is a lot more to install them tomorrow, for example, during the winter season. And on top of that, you need specific temperatures for the speed bumps to actually settle and form. And if it gets too cold, you risk doing it incorrectly, which means you have to do it over again in the spring when the temperature is warmer. So for the provincial government to say that it's so easy, we're giving you millions of dollars to do all these things, it's really impractical and unrealistic to say that we're going to do it within the next couple of weeks. That's just not possible.
Well, Ford and his team has nothing else to do. Maybe they can pick up the shovel and do it themselves. Thank you very much. You have a good day and happy holidays. Stay safe.
Thanks, Baljinder. Bye-bye.
बाय बाय रोना सैंतो सीगी सो लो जी मैं तो दस दे तक फोर्ड को कोई काम है नहीं इन्हों के MPP को काम है नहीं शवल है कि आप स्पीड बंप बना लग पैन ये साडा प्रोग्राम साडे वालों सारी टीम वालों आप सब ने प्यार भरी सत श्री अकाल हैव अ गुड डे